elaborate on how a single idea reshaped his future and why the untapped potential and power of township economies could be South Africa's most overlooked engine of inclusive growth is founder at Nono Capital, Teboho Nthoana. Mr. Nthoana, good evening. Thank you so much for your time tonight.
No, thank you for having me, and thank you for the opportunity, and good evening to all the listeners as well.
You once said that opportunities like this rarely reach people from your background. What barriers did you overcome to even apply last year for the Think Big essay competition, Teboho?
People from my background, opportunities like these, they usually follow academic researchers or people that are in academia. You hardly get opportunities where a layman from the street could be in a position to be engaging in such research. So therefore, I think for me, when an opportunity came and this was open to the public, I could not resist but jump to the opportunity. And after jumping to it, I came up with a compelling research that even won the competition. So, there were a couple of obviously hurdles that you have to deal with, that actually accessing some of the research papers itself, because, some of the research papers, you need to pay for them, for you to actually, do research, and even some of visiting some of the communities, where, township entrepreneurs are doing amazing stuff, to actually speak to them, interview them. There's, a community in Cape Town, in Khayelitsha, that one had to speak. So now you could understand that also involves getting on a plane, actually getting on the ground to actually try to find some of these individuals and actually speak to them. So you coming out of nowhere, obviously, as well, there's trust issues as well that accompany that, as well, because you don't have a research budget that could allow you to pay people to do some of these things. So you need to really do it yourself. So these are some of the hurdles, but it actually paid off at the end.
It certainly did, because your winning paper titled Inclusive Economic Growth, Building Sustainable Township Economies earned yourself the grand prize in October last year of 300,000 Rand. What core elements do you think the judging panel highlighted in your paper that set it apart from the other, almost more than 100 submissions?
I think for me, what I think sets me apart is that I spoke to the core of what affects every South African. You could imagine in South Africa, that's where the big number of, unemployment, population is sitting. That's where a big number, of informal trading is sitting. And right now, as we speak, this year on its own, depending which source obviously you're using, it is estimated that the township economy is sitting on about 77 billion, so including 700 billion, so which obviously that you could imagine, obviously it's a big number that if ever it was really harnessed properly, could really contribute positively to the economy of our country and our GDP as a whole. So therefore, obviously, being able to quantify that and be able to showcase, the opportunity that is untapped, that is also opening up opportunities to premium brands, whether it's banks, whether it's corporations, or even our government, to harness the opportunities that is sitting within township economy and within the various communities of our country. So I think for me that when the judging panel looked at, I think it's one of the few things that obviously make my paper stand out, to say there is something here that, could be harnessed further. There is something here that could be spoken to further, or even researched further, to actually explore some of the solutions that I had came up for the betterment of our country and our economy, of course.
Teboho, what would an ideal micro investment ecosystem for township entrepreneurs look like in practice?
Okay, a simple thing, peer-to-peer lending, I think, is one of the solutions that, we could actually look at. Crowdfunding, it's also another solution that could definitely speak to that. And last but not least, it's coming up with, digital solutions, to formally get informal businesses or informal trading to properly account, for the informal economy and the informal transactions that are taking place, and actually getting some of those transactions bankable, So, and right now, for me, I think those are some of, the solutions that are key and that would be ideal. And that's why, obviously, I think the likes of, obviously, PSG being, a wealth business themselves, I guess, obviously, saw the need to say, us supporting something like this, would really be something that is beneficial. So for me, I think those three are really the ideal that would really impact communities.
Around the challenges, access to capital persists, but as you pointed out, there are other innovative ways that one can explore extending that investment landscape. But how restrictive currently is the regulatory environment?
Our regulatory environment is very restrictive, understandably so, compared to other markets within the African continent, and over and above, the restrictiveness, obviously, there's policies that I think government still needs to introduce or to bring into our country that would enable, companies and financial solutions or innovations to actually, be in the township or be accessed by the laymen or even people that are operating in the informal market. Right now, simple thing, even in our country, even if you were to say to start a bank, what is the cost of that? Do you understand? So now you could imagine, therefore, even operating, let alone in the financial services space on its own, there's licensing that is involved, and which comes with hefty fines or even administrative cost, which makes it difficult for even township people to come up with solutions that work for them, Whereas when you go to other countries, the likes of Kenya, the likes of Ghana, there's alternative currencies that are used in the informal market, and that even businesses like the businesses in the township can actually trade with each other, and they could actually trade with big business because there's even a history of transactions that could actually be followed. There's currencies like M-Pesa, and then that will be used, which we do not have in South Africa, because obviously of our regulatory space. So I think it's something that government needs to really review and make it easy for the layman to actually get into the space and come up with solutions that would really benefit the township and the people of the township for them to be able to transact and most importantly contribute to the main economy and the GDP as a whole.
Teboho Nthoana is founder at Nono Capital, big winner at the Think Big SA competition last year, winning 300,000 in the grand prize competition for his winning paper, Inclusive Economic Growth, Building Sustainable Township Economies. Join us and share your thoughts on 0829 904 904. Following that success last year in the Think Big SA competition, Teboho, is that when Nono Capital came to being, or how long has it been in operation?
Okay, Nono Capital was actually mainly an idea, that was actually on paper, and we had just launched it. But thanks to some of the winnings that obviously we got, we could obviously dedicate the money to actually get it up and going, get some of the compliance that you are referring to in place, to actually be in a position, to be operating. And that's why obviously this year I'm hoping to hopefully defend my title and get the rest of the money so that we could actually now go to market to actually raise capital and even bring some of the solutions to the informal market to actually service some of the struggling businesses that are within the townships or that need capital for them to actually be transacting.
I see that the 2025 total prize money in the Think Big SA competition has certainly been upped. In your view, how does this year's theme, how capital markets enhance economic performance and facilitate job creation, how do you feel this can open fresh avenues for township or grassroots-led proposals, Teboho?
No, I think it definitely is, because right now, you know that we've got a lot of, capital restrictions that is happening in the country, obviously, and security is one of the big issues that even prevent the informal market or the township market to actually get into the space. So I think you're actually giving me an idea to actually write about something that speaks to that, because it's really something that is obviously affecting laymen, or our people in the township to actually access it. And right now, one of the biggest challenges, speaking about capital market, is that in the midst of a lot of capital that we have in our country, it doesn't filtrate down. And that's why right now, I don't know if ever you've seen it, even when you open up newspapers, there's a lot of businesses that are going under business rescue. And post-commitment finance is an issue because the qualification of that capital for it to be accessed by these businesses, it's a challenge. So therefore, I think coming up with solutions that could speak to that would really be something of ideal. It is a good theme. It is a good discussion. I think I'm looking forward to engaging further into it. I've been doing a bit of base work, around it to be preparing for this year. I'm looking forward to delving deep and putting in the work so that we come up with solutions that could benefit South Africa.
Following the winning paper that got you the grand prize last year, what has been some of the feedback that you've received, some of the most rewarding feedback that you've received, particularly from entrepreneurs or students?
Yeah, I've had entrepreneurs, that reach out to me, whether social media, even on email. I've even had students that reach out to me to say, your paper has really helped me because we struggle with information that as far as informal economy is concerned, as far as township is concerned, besides what's in the mainstream headlines. And with that has even gotten me an opportunity to be invited to different stages to even share with the entrepreneurs, around the country about some of the solutions that we're coming up with and how could they innovate to actually, contribute to the main economies of our country. And the exciting part, of this, it was actually me as well being invited by the London School of Economics, to actually speak on the issues of entrepreneurship and especially within from township economy point of view, because we've got economics history, we've got a whole lot of these across different cities, different wealth, smart cities and the like, but little to no information as far as township economy is concerned. So for me, that showed that there really is a gap that one really would need to focus on and expand further as far as, bringing these solutions as far as the township is concerned. So that for me has really been a great platform, hearing some of these testimonies that people have shared, and it has really been life-changing, not only for me, but for them as well, which that encourages me to want to write more and to want to research more as well.
Worthwhile, if you haven't already, have a read through Inclusive Economic Growth, Building Sustainable Township Economies. Now, as a magnanimous 2024 winner, notwithstanding that you are going to be participating this year as well, Teboho, how can Think Big participants ensure that their ideas, in fact, do translate into real world change?
I think for me, it's to definitely encourage, communities, different communities or visionaries from different communities to take advantage of this platform, It might not be my solution, perhaps, that even wins this. It could be somebody else's solution.
Yeah.
And for me, the beauty about it is over and above the price, right now, your research being out there, it gets access by universities, it gets access by, policy writers, government officials, and you could be coming up with the next big solution, not for the competition, maybe even for the country to actually really adopt and take advantage of it. So I definitely encourage people out there to really write and come up with these ideas. There's an opportunity for society to really contribute to what could benefit our country and what more would work as opposed to us coming up as a collective across different solutions that would work, whether it's in an industry specific or it's in a generic point of view in terms of the country. I think there's an opportunity for everyone, so they should definitely take advantage of it.
Entries for the 2025 Think Big SA competition closes on the 30th of August. All of the necessary entrance requirements and details on psg.co.za/Think Big South Africa. Founder at Nono Capital, Teboho Nthoana. Appreciate you joining us this evening, Teboho. Thank you. Thank you so much for your time tonight.
No, definitely. Thank you for the opportunity and looking forward to be having a conversation post the competition, if ever I've been the winner again, but we'll see how that goes, right?
Smile.
It's pretty amazing.
90.4 FM.
Hey, so it seems that Teboho is keen on defending his title in the Think Big SA competition. Good luck. All the details about the Think Big SA competition on the PSG website. We talk play, in particular the power